Hello, Luscious lovers. Let's take a moment before we start talking about boundaries and drop into this space together. Taking a look around you, making sure you're safe to close your eyes and relax. And if you feel safe, and you're able to gently close your eyes. Tuning into the breath. Noticing where your body is touching the earth or the ground beneath you. And consciously taking a slow, deep inhale through your nose. Filling all the way up, feeling this life energy, this prana, this breath come up from your root chakra, travel up through your lungs, into your chest, and releasing with a big sigh out of your mouth. And again, inhaling through the nose, filling all the way up, and exhaling, release. Inhaling through the nose, and exhale, release. And gently fluttering your eyes open if you wish. Coming back into this space. This is such a simple little exercise that you have access to any time of the day when you need to tune back in and ground. Taking 3 conscious breaths to realign your energy. Today I wanted to talk about boundaries and why they're so important. Boundaries help keep us safe. And really it is about taking time to recognize what feels safe for us and where it starts to feel unsafe. And that's how we know we need to create a boundary. I am a recovering people pleaser. So for me, the process of creating boundaries has been very challenging. Because instead of speaking up for myself, I want to remain conflict free. So for some reason I have this story, or I have had in the past, this story that if I speak up for myself and what I want and what makes me feel safe, then I'm going to create drama or a fight, and I do not want that. And that is a story that I had told myself. And I'm releasing that because I know that's not real. And I know that actually when I spend time recognizing what makes me feel safe and what makes me feel unsafe, I'm actually able to be a fuller expression of myself when I create these boundaries. Because I'm not constantly worrying about if I'm going to feel uncomfortable, because I have that boundary in place. I think a really good example is like in a sexual intimate situation. Say that you have past trauma with somebody like choking you, and instead of saying that to your partner, You just are waiting for them to potentially touch your neck or move close to your neck, and you're actually contracted and you're not fully able to be present in your body or the experience because you're waiting for this potential boundary to be crossed. But instead, you could just tell them. I think a conversation that needs to be had before any intimacy is, what is boundaries? Like, this is what makes me feel safe and turned on, and this is actually what takes me out of the experience, and this is a boundary for me. And if they're not willing to receive that and respect that, then that's not someone that you should be in relationship with anyways. Not speaking about like intimate situations, but just maybe relationships with friends or family that you've had for a long time, and you start implementing boundaries, you may get pushback in return because they're used to the dynamic of them basically doing whatever they want and you not speaking up for yourself, or you not speaking up for your comfort level, basically. And they might not like that because a lot of people have a lot of don't like change. And once again, I will say that you need to honor what makes you feel safe and the boundaries that you need to put in place, and don't let somebody talk you out of them, because that's not someone who actually cares about you and your well-being. And that takes time, and it takes self-reflection and awareness also. I notice that I keep getting these like small opportunities to put boundaries into play, and when I don't put the boundaries, like don't speak up for myself and put the boundaries out there, that I will continually think about it, and it will be like this burden or this like weight on my shoulder until I get it out. And yeah, I just want to encourage you to stay true to what your boundaries are, and like I said, don't let someone talk you out of them, because that is not someone that needs any space in your life. And even if they do push back and you stay firm, it might take them a little bit for them to come around and to honor your boundaries. And if they try to cross them, just gently remind them like, hey, I already talked about this, I already told you that this was, this is crossing my boundaries. And we're able to do that, we start living a life of safety, and we can let our nervous system relax. Because most people are in this this space of constantly feeling like they're under attack, or they need to protect themselves. And that's not a nice place to live in, honestly. That's like not juicy at all. Yeah, so just give yourself compassion and take the time today or after this video to sit with yourself and maybe journal about what your boundaries are. And then if you're basically hitting a wall and you're not really sure, become aware in your relationships and your experiences, just your life in general, what feels comfortable. And when it starts to not be comfortable, that's when you know you need to set a boundary. And maybe go ahead and journal that, and you can take time to reflect on it and really write out and really expand into what it would look like to have this boundary in place, and how you would feel and how safe you would feel if this is how your life looked and this is how people treated you. We all have this ability to create a safe and juicy and luscious life. It's just about us claiming that and figuring out what we can do and what we can do, and like what feels safe right now. And we're fluid beings. We're always changing. So our boundaries are gonna move and they're gonna change and they're gonna morph into different things. But it's being present and like taking the time to continually check in with yourself and ask what feels safe and what feels uncomfortable. Like, I need to put something here and I need to speak up because it doesn't feel safe when I cross this line. I have a book recommendation that I'm going to put in the description. I can't recall the name of it right now, so I'm going to write that. If you have any, if you want to go in depth about the process of creating boundaries, then you can reference to that. It's really helpful. It really helped me learn how to create them. And I remember at first, like, I just felt lost. I was like, I never was taught boundaries and I don't know what they look like. I don't know how to navigate this, and I definitely don't know how to implement them. But we are our own best gurus and guides. So like I said, continually check in with yourself and ask yourself what feels safe. And have those conversations with your partners. Those are key, to have that conversation before you get intimate of what feels good and what lines you don't want them to cross. And that's your responsibility to know that. It's not theirs. They're not mind readers. They don't know unless you tell them. I love you. I hope this is helpful, and of course, ask me any questions that you have. And have a luscious rest of your day.